definitely want returns or some profits or the value. See whatever the investment you are putting, the first and foremost aim that I should get from that project. If you get above that, that means let's say if you have invested $100,000 in a project, what you would like to know is first I shall recover my 100,000. Then above this, let's say you're getting $80,000. Definitely you have got good amount of appraisal, or I can say like what you wanted is like to be profitable, or you wanted some good amount of returns. This excess money whatever you have got, this has your returns inside it. Okay, that means the project, you are definitely seeing a project appraisal in this case, because you have recovered whatever you have invested, and after the recovery you have excess funds or cash with you. So this is what uh, like every investor wants. Okay, now let's go into the topic deeper. So what we are going to learn in this topic, we are first going to learn about the concept of time value of money. Then we are going to see the investment appraisal techniques. Then we are going to see the different methods what we are going to use to check whether the project in which we are going to invest, we are going to invest in the sense we are doing all the things what we are discussing is estimation, pre-estimation. It's not like you are going and investing your money into some investment option or some business and you are waiting for the results and then you are seeing whether you are profitable or you are into losses. It is not like that. If I speak about certain companies which are billion-dollar companies, and if they want to start million-dollar projects or billion-dollar projects, they cannot afford to start the project and wait for the results. They have to first estimate, or before investing into the project, they want to know whether that project is going to give them appraisal, or whether the project is going to deliver returns for them, or that project is going to be a fruitful, profitable project for them or not. And in fact, like to the shareholders or not, okay, of the company. So again, we are going to learn about the NPV, IRR, relevant costing. So all these things need not worry. We will take up everything and try to understand things. Okay. So the first thing is I will start with time value of money. Now, what is time value of money? TVM. See, like today it is 2023. Okay. I would go back to 2008. So exactly I'm speaking about 15 years back. 15 years back, I used to study in my college. Okay. So during my college days, I used to go to canteen and I used to buy a Pepsi or a Sprite or a Thumbs Up, a mini Thumbs Up, a mini Pepsi or mini Sprite, and it was available for 5 rupees. Down the line today, if you are into a college and if you go to a college, if you go to a canteen in your college, or if like you go to some store outside, in the sense some departmental stores or any other store, and you ask for a Pepsi, the same quantity of Pepsi they are selling for 20 rupees. Now, what did you understand from this? What you understood is, with the passage of time in this 15 years, the time value of money has increased or decreased? Decreased. Why? Why? Let's say the Pepsi, what we are like buying is like of 250 ml, like 250 ml of Pepsi, I used to buy for 5 rupees. Same 250 ml of Pepsi, I'm buying for 20 rupees. What do you mean by this? For the same quantity, I'm paying 4 times more. Am I right? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
I'm paying 4 times more or not? I'm paying 4 times more. So let's say if I take up, like if I divide this 5 rupees in this quantity 250 ml, So I'll just see 5. So I'm getting 0.02 paise and 20 by 250. No, if I divide in this way, 5 rupees, I can clearly see I'm paying 4 times more what I used to pay previously. So since I'm paying 4 times more for the same amount of quantity, definitely the value, the purchasing power or purchasing value of rupee has gone down because I'm shelling out more money this time to buy this particular bottle of Pepsi. Okay, so what does it show? It shows that rupee has become weaker to buy the Pepsi, and the Pepsi's value has increased a lot. You know, people are showing more demand for Pepsi, and that's the reason why we are ending up paying more amounts for that Pepsi. Okay, are you understanding? Hello, hello. Yeah,
Hello. Yeah.
yeah. So we'll not take up this example. Just leave it. 500 paise divided by 250, 2 paise. 1 paise is 220 into, so divided by 250. Okay. So now if we have to see, if this is 5 rupees, 1 rupee is 100 paise. So for 5 rupees, it will be 500 paise divided by 250 ml. So 500 divided by 250. So no, okay. 250 ml divided by 500 paise. 250 ml. So if it's like, no, it's like 250 by 500 is 0.5. 5 into 500. Yeah. So 500 paise divided by 250, it's not going to work out. So if I have to see 250 ml divided by 500 paise. So 250 ml divided by 500 is like 50 paise. It's like 1 by 2. So 50 paise, no, it's not going to come in that way. So it's going to come in this way, like 500 paise I'm going to divide in 250 for 250 ml. Okay, this is what the amount I'm paying and this is the quantity. Let's say if I bring like a box of pencil for 100 rupees and it has 10 pencils. So each pencil is costing me how much? 10 rupees. So 5 rupees, it means 500 paisa, and 250 ml if I am going to take. So I'm going to find out the price of per ml. So it's gonna be, you know, 2 paise per ml per milliliter. Now if I take up this 20 rupees, 20 into 100, same thing, that is 2000. 250 ml, it's gonna be how much? 25, like 5 twos are 5 fives are 4. It's gonna be correct. 2000 divided by 250. It's gonna be 8, I think. It's like it's 2, not 5. Yeah. So 8 paise. Now what are you seeing here, Hoor? Previously I used to pay 2 paise per ml. Now I'm paying 8 paise per ml. I'm paying more, na? So this is what I'm paying 4 times for 1 milliliter of Pepsi. So this clearly shows that with the passage of time, the value of money has gone down, and this happens. This happens. We cannot rule out this thing. Okay. For example, if we reverse the case, if 15 years back I was paying 20 and today if I am paying 5 rupees, then what we can say, the time value of money has increased. Why? Because I am paying less right now to buy 250 ml of
Did
Pepsi.
it
Okay.
decrease?
Previously I used to pay 20, now I am paying 5. So this is what is the concept you have to understand. Now my question to you is, so if you if I take up this scenario, 5 rupees I was paying in 2008, today I'm paying to 20 rupees. So what should I have done so that this 5 rupees would have become 20 rupees today and I would have easily bought my Pepsi? What should I have done, Hoor?
Question, sir.
I should have what I should have done? I should have invested this money. Am I right? If I would have invested this 5 rupees in 2008 at some rate of return, today this 5 rupees would have become 20 rupees and today I would have easily purchased my Pepsi. So that's the reason we see our parents, they do some investments or they take some kind of schemes, or they put some their money into some investment options. Why they put their money into some investment options? They take like, for suppose we are like, suppose our parents are really concerned about our education. So let's say I have my daughter, she is right now 8 years old. So now after, like, let's say I want to send her to United States or Australia or London, or let's say these are also one of the options. And if I want to I want her to study in a big B school in India or some big meritorious college, if she wants to do medical, if I want her to enroll into MBBS or whatever, I should have what? Money. I should have what in my hands? Money. So definitely after 15-20 years, do you think the fees is going to be the same of the courses right now what it is? No, the fees is going to increase because of various factors like education, inflation. So what should I do right now? I shall start putting my money, small amounts or some amount in some fund, whereby I will get some returns and that amount would suffice for my child's education after 15 years. Correct? Correct. So I will prove you how it can be done and how this 5 rupees can become 20 rupees and how in today's world I can buy that Pepsi easily. Okay. For that, some small examples I'll explain you. Please understand. Please listen. Okay. So let's say who this is like this is you and your mom has given you 100. Okay, let's say this is Mr. A and Mr. A's mom has given Mr. A 100,000 rupees and asked Mr. A to deposit in bank. Okay, so this is on Jan 1st. Mr. A has 1,000 and Mr. A has deposited that money in the bank. Okay, and today what Mr. A has 100,000 rupees and bank has promised to give 10% interest to Mr. A, you know, because it is like, if we deposit 100,000 rupees in bank, it is what for the bank? It's deposit. It's a liability to the bank because bank has to return back that money to us, correct? Whenever we want, on demand. Is it right? So uh, yeah, so bank has to return that money to us like whenever we require. And what bank will do, whatever the money they take in form of deposits, they will use that money for lending purpose. That means whoever wants housing loan, whoever wants personal loan, whoever wants any kind of loan, car loan, whatever the deposits whatever the money we deposit in the bank will use that money to lend it in the market in form of loans, and they make interest from that. So bank will charge 20%. See, now if you do Google search, these rates won't match. So like, don't question me like next time. This is just my small example to make you to understand the concept easily. So on deposits, bank is paying 10% interest, and on loans, bank is charging 20% interest. Okay. So this difference of 10% is what is the earning for the bank. Okay. Of course. So now, why are you putting your money in bank? See, putting the money at home is not safe. You are, as if suppose if Mr. A is a salaried employee, he is not having any business, so he cannot reinvest this 1 lakh rupees in his business. Okay, because he doesn't have a business. Third thing is, many of the people, they find it very risky to put their money in any of the investment options available in the market. like because they think that if they lose their money in that investment, or if whatever the investment they have done it goes into losses, then they will lose their money. I'm speaking about some people who are salaried employee who do not want to take any kind of risk. They just go to bank and deposit their money. They take some fixed deposits, FDs, etc., but they put their money in bank safely. So Mr. A has 1 lakh. Mr. A's mom has given 1 lakh rupees to Mr. A and told Mr. A to deposit this money. Bank is paying 10% interest. At the end of the year, how much money will be there in the bank is what Mr. A's mom asks. So Mr. A says, Mom, we will be having 1,10,000 in our account at the end of the year. Is it right? Yes. So how this 1 lakh has become 1,10,000? Because 1 lakh has become 1,10,000 because we have added interest of 10,000 to this 1 lakh. That is 10% of this amount. Okay. So see, if money has to grow, that money, if money has to grow, it has to grow due to like this money what bank has done, it has used this money for lending purposes. Okay, bank is doing some business with this money, so definitely we have also taken some risk of giving this money to bank. Tomorrow if some theft happens, if some bank robbery happens, then so for any kind of risk or whatever. But see, bank is the safest place to keep money, the least risky place. But even though there are some risks associated with the bank which we cannot rule out, bank robbery, theft, or like our money is put in the bank, if some embezzlement happens, some employee takes away the money, anything, so bank is paying, and bank is also earning money from our money, so bank agrees to give 10%. So this, because of the 10% what bank has promised, my money has become 1,10,000 at the end of the year. So can I say this is my future value at the end of the year? Yes, December 31st. This is my present value. Of course, this is my present value today, because today itself I deposited, and today itself Mr. A has deposited, and today itself Mr. A's mom is asking Mr. A all these questions. She's asking, what is the present value of our money today? Mr. A says the present value of our money is 1 lakh, mom. Then Mr. A's mom asks, what is the future value of our money after 1 year? Then Mr. A says the future value of our money is 1,10,000 in the bank. Okay. Okay. That means we'll become richer by 10,000 after 1 year. Okay. And why it will happen? Because of this adage of interest. Okay. So present value plus interest will give you future value. As simple as that. But here the interest what is given by the bank is simple interest. In real world, no one would invest in certain investment. This is not considered investment, really speaking. People will laugh at you if you consider a deposit in bank as investment. No, this is not the investment. Investment is nothing but you're putting your money into some investment options which is giving you double or triple returns than this, like 30%, 25%, 20%, etc. How is that going to happen? So you can invest your money in some investment options, some mutual funds, some systematic investment plans. There are a lot of investment options available. Okay. So like they will give you good returns and they will give you compounded returns. They will give you compounded returns. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I'll show you something. Don't worry. This is a SIP calculator. Okay. So I'll show you some systematic investment plan. If you have pocket money, if your father gives you pocket money, and if you are able to save some money, so what you can do is you can put that in a SIP. So what does this SIP do for you is, I'll show you the wonder. I think we discussed this anytime before, I don't remember. So let's say your father is giving you a pocket money of 5,000. Of course, today's world, 5,000 is something which is like a good amount. So you are spending 3,000 and saving 2,000 rupees. And you are putting into some investment option which is giving you 14% returns. As I said, you bank is something, bank will give you less returns, but other investment options will give you very good amount of returns. So let's say bank is giving you like other investment option. You have taken a systematic investment plan. What is this systematic investment plan? So that is also understand. See, we know one concept. Don't suppose this is Mr. A. He is going to market. He's going to a market and he has purchased one X. He has a basket in his hands and he has put all this 1 dozen eggs in that basket. And here is Mr. A's friend who is coming on a bicycle and is a careless person and he happens to hit Mr. A and this basket falls and all those 1 dozen eggs gets damaged. What is the lesson did you learn from this? If you put all the eggs in one single basket, there is all chance in the world that you are like taking a very big risk. Why? Because if such kind of incident happens, you will lose all the eggs. So then you will be asking me, what is the remedy, sir? Now Mr. A is well prepared. Next day he goes with 2 baskets. He puts 1/2 dozen eggs in one basket and 1/2 dozen eggs in another basket. And again, he happens to meet this careless friend. He again comes and hits this basket. Again, purposefully because he's a careless person. I already told you. Now all the 6 eggs get damaged, but he is left over with still 6 eggs. So what is the story you learn from this? Don't put all the eggs in one basket because you're taking a very big risk. Because if that basket falls, the entire eggs get damaged and you are incurring big loss. Same way, if you have diversified, diversify is nothing but if you put 1/2 dozen egg in one basket and 1/2 dozen egg in another basket. Just a second, give me a second, I'll just drink some water. If one basket falls, you have still have some eggs in the basket and you can happily consume that at home. That makes sense. So in the same way, if you pick one company, let's say you have picked up HDFC Bank. Okay, HDFC Bank is doing well, but I'm taking this an example because you are familiar with some companies. If you have put, if this particular person has 1 lakh rupees, he has invested this entire 1 lakh rupees in HDFC. If he 1 lakh rupees, but if he would have done something like 10,000, he would have invested in HDFC. 10,000 he would have invested in Kotak Mahindra Bank. 10,000 you can take up American companies like Tesla and all, because if you are familiar with those companies, because you always hear their names. I'm taking Indian companies names. Okay, like SBI, State Bank of India. 10k if he puts into Reliance. 10k if he puts into Tata. Tata has n number of companies: Tata Motors, Tata Steel, Tata Salt, Titan Industries. Titan also belongs to Tata. Okay, do some research. Tata is a very big conglomerate. Conglomerate is nothing but has a very big diversified business. Even though Reliance is also something like that. Okay, because they have telecom, they have petroleum, refineries, etc. So let's say there are more 5 companies and 10k in all 5 companies you have put. What will happen? What will happen is every company can deliver some returns to you, but if suppose 2 company goes into losses, still you have returns from 8 companies. The returns from 8 companies is like 25%, and the loss from 2 companies is 5%. Still, if you net it, you have 20% returns. Am I right or wrong? Just a simple example. Yes or no? Hello. I'm asking yes
Yes,
or
sir.
no. Yeah. So this is called diversification. So if you diversify your investments, you are taking very less risk. But if you don't diversify, you are taking a very big risk. That is what I wanted to explain you. That is the concept of systematic investment plan. SIP rupees per month. Here, this is a very good plan. There are two types of investments: mutual funds and systematic investment plan. Mutual fund is you have to put your entire lump sum money in the fund. Many people, like, this was in trend in some 10 years back. But what this fund managers they understood is, no, like, people are very much hesitant in hesitating in putting this entire 1 lakh rupees in someone's account. So what they have come out with is SIP. This is nothing but, don't put your 1 lakh rupees in the account. You can put 10,000 every month. Okay, if you have a budget, you can put 2,000 rupees per month if you have a budget. Or even though the college studying students who can manage to save 500 rupees every month can also go for a SIP. So what is 2,000 rupees they're going to do is the same thing. This 2,000 rupees they're going to divide into 10 parts. That is 200 rupees they are going to put into every company which I mentioned into this. So instead of 10,000, instead of like 1 lakh, you take 2,000, and 2,000 every month is divided into 10 parts. 200 rupees per part, like every part, and 200 rupees is invested in all these companies. Each and every company will get 200, and that much holdings you'll be having. Okay, but this is all subjected to market. See, mutual funds are subjected to market risk. Read your offer documents carefully. That is what they say always, correct? So in the same way, SIP is also going to be the same thing. But little risk, because any time SIP has a lock-in period, 2 or 3 years you have to wait. Mutual funds have a lock-in period. You have to wait for 2 to 3 years. You pay lump sum amount, you have to wait for 2 to 3 years for the returns. You cannot withdraw your money. But SIP, anytime you want, you can withdraw. You'll get the returns on that date. As of that date, how much you have earned, you'll get in your account. You can sell your SIP stocks and get back your money. Okay, this is the best one in the market right now. And I also do some SIPs. I have a 10,000 rupees SIP, madam, and I do SIPs of like 4,000 as well. So 15,000 we invest in SIP every month. Okay, so that's what. So let's say 2,000 rupees you were investing 14% per returns that SIP is giving you. In 10 years, you're going to invest 2,40,000. Your returns are 2,84,000, and your total value is 5,24,183 rupees. Wow, it's very good. Wow, I can say, like, excellent. But if I go for 20 years, now see the magic, and then you'll tell me. Your investment is 4,80,000 and estimated return is 21,52,000, and the total value in your fund is 26,32,000. Okay, you are seeing the difference, correct? In 10 years you made, your fund value was 5 lakhs. In 20 years your fund value is 26 lakhs, and let's say now 30 years. Now you see, just the investment done by you is 7,20,000. Returns are 1 crore 3,94,111, and the total value of your investment is 1 crore. That means you have become a millionaire now. Correct?
Yes,
How
sir.
is this? Sorry. Hello. Hello. Did you ask me something?
Hello? No, sir.
Yeah. Did you ask me something, anyone?
No, sir. I said yes.
Yeah. So don't you want to become a millionaire or rich person in your life? Everyone wants to become. Who doesn't want? Okay. Because if you become rich, you can do good for yourself. You can do good for society. You can do good for everyone. Correct? If you become poor, I don't know whether you can do good for you. You can't do good for society even. Okay, you become rich, you give employment, XYZ. There are many things you can do. So this is what is I am explaining you. If it is 40 years, now see the magic. I don't know we are going to survive, but you are going to have 4 crore 52 lakhs. All this is because of one factor. That factor is compounding. Now you have to understand what is this compounding. Okay, let's go ahead. So I'll use two words here, compounding and discounting, and I will explain you that with the help of some example. Okay, first of all, let's say compounding. What is this compounding? Simple interest, compound interest. We'll come to the basics. 100 rupees, 100 rupees. Invested at the rate of 10%. But the difference is here, invested at the rate of 10%, you're getting simple interest. Invested at the rate of 10%, you're getting compound interest. What's the difference? In your school days, you have learned this. I don't know how much you remember, but let's see. First year, the interest is 10 rupees. Here even, first year interest is 10 rupees. You have 110 rupees in your account right now. Here also you have 110 rupees in your account right now. Second year, still 10 rupees is the interest. You have 120 rupees in your account. But second year, the interest here is something else. It is the interest on 100 rupees or 110 rupees?
110.
110 rupees. In simple interest, you always get interest on the principal amount. But in compound interest, you always get interest on the amount, not on the principal. In simple interest, you get the interest on. In compound interest, you get the interest on. Now you will ask a question, sir, what is this amount and what is this principal? Principal won't change in either of the cases, but amounts change. How? Principal plus interest is amount. So whatever this you get, this becomes the principal for the next year. So here the first year's amount is how much? 110. Here the first year's amount is how much? 110. But here in this case, you will not get the interest on this amount, but you'll get the interest on principal for any number of years you have done the investment. Here you'll get the interest on amount but not on principal. That means now you will be asking a question, sir, I'm not even getting a like more clarity. Please be clear. Very simple. This particular 110 rupees is a combination of 100 and 10 rupees. So you are going to earn interest on the principal, which is going to be 10 rupees. I'm speaking about the next second year, and you are going to earn interest on this interest of 1 rupee, and this is going to be 11 rupees, and this is going to become 121 rupees. Now, did you understand? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Here you are going to get interest on interest as well, not only the principal. See, here you are not going to get the interest like only on the principal amount. Apart from the principal amount, you are going to get interest on interest as well. So this is very good, excellent, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, of course. So only look for this kind of investments. Okay. So this is what is see, I understand there are a lot of interests. ACCA is such a course whereby it has also understood the sentiments of other communities. Now who will be asking to me, sir, this interest and all, like it's not acceptable in our community. I understand, Muslims, for Muslims, interest is taboo. That means they don't see, since you are my student, I'm having a discussion with you because I want to give you some detail. Since Muslim don't accept interest and they don't pay interest, for the Islamic world, like the Arab world, there is a different kind of finance which works, which is Islamic finance. What is that? Hello? Who are you
Yes,
following?
sir.
Yeah. Yes. Hello. Who are you following? Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So why did I ask this? Because in India, I know I have many of my Muslim friends. They deposit their money in the bank. They get interest as well, but they use that for charity purpose. Really speaking, they use that money for, because interest is called riba. Riba is not acceptable. It's taboo for the Muslim brothers and community, and they use that for charity or some other purpose, but they won't keep it. So now the question is, what they do then to earn money? They have different way of doing businesses. That is like, Islamic finance. They make partnerships. There is like, when you'll be going into F9 subject, ACCA F9 subject, you will really understand the details about Islamic finance. There is like murabaha contract, mudraba contract, and mushraka, and there is like ijara bonds. So all this works in the Islamic world. The concept is nothing but someone will be, some rich person may give you funding for your business. He will be the funding partner or financing partner. You will be the working partner. Okay, in that way the business runs. The working partner will work in the business and generate returns and give to the financing or funding partner. Okay, they will take profit share from the business, but they will never take interest on any kind of funding. That is the only concept behind that. Understood? But in India, like, SIP is not giving you returns like interest and all. It's like you're putting your money in stocks. Stocks value will increase. The profits, see, stock value may increase on what basis? If the companies are like profitable. If you have put your money into some SIP, and that SIP has combination of 10 companies, okay, that means it has 10 companies, and you put, and your money is divided in 10 stocks. Those stocks will give you returns. In what way? The companies will do well, they will earn profits, you'll be getting your returns if the companies are profitable. Because if the companies are profitable, the share price may rise. The share price may rise, you get returns. Okay, so that is profit, not interest. But the concept works on compounding. Okay, let's say we take some rate of return for any kind of investment. Okay, because we don't know now what a SIP is going to give us. We assume that they're going to give us some returns. So did you understand the concept of simple interest and compound interest? Please tell me. I'm
Yes,
asking.
sir.
Yeah. Who did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let's go ahead. So this was the concept of simple interest and compound interest. And now let's go into the main concept which we were discussing. Yeah, I was into compounding. Yeah. So here what I will do is, I will take up this example once again of Mr. A. Mr. A's mother has given him 100,000 rupees and asked him to deposit this amount in the bank. At that time, I just took simple interest. Now let's say Mr. A is depositing 1 lakh in the bank, not at simple interest, but at compound interest. And the return what is going to get every year is 10%. Okay. Now my question is, after 5 years, how much this 1 lakh is going to become at the rate of 10%? So now I don't want you to put all this laborious efforts. I don't want you to put that much of efforts for finding answer for that. I just want you to apply some formulas which can give you direct answers. So the formula here would be future value is equal to present value into 1 plus r whole power n. When we multiply present value with rate of return, this will be called as compounding. Okay, this will be called as compounding. And then we take present value 100,000, 1 plus r is 0.10 whole power 5. Now can you find out the answer for this? I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the answer. Hello?
Sir, 100,001.
100,000, yeah. See, what you have to do is 1.10 you have to multiply 5 times. You will get 100,000 into 1.61, and when you multiply 100,000 with this, you get 1,61,051. This is the future value of 100,000 rupees if you invest at the rate of 10% for 5 years, that to compound interest. Okay, please make a note of this. We'll immediately move to the next concept. Shall we move forward? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, this was about compounding. Now you should also know about discounting. So, future value is equal to present value into 1 plus r whole power n. See, whenever you add or you multiply the values, okay, here also you're the value will increase, because here I already told you when you multiply them it will be called as compounding. But let's say my question to you was, I have 1 lakh right now, that is 100,000. I want to invest, this is the amount, this is the principal, and I want to interest at the rate of 10. I want to invest it at the rate of 10%. The time period n is nothing but number of years is 5. So I have this money with me. This is called present value. This is rate of return. This is the number of years. So I got the answer for this as 1,61,000 change. But if I ask you a question, after 5 years, your father has agreed to give you 1 lakh rupees. That means after 5 years, n is equal to 5. Okay. Your father has agreed to give you 1 lakh rupees. That is, I'll say future value. See, after 5 years, if your father wants to give you 1 lakh rupees, that means it's future value, na? Correct? And the rate of return which is prevailing in the market is 10%. I'm asking you, what is the present value of this 1 lakh? So the answer would be, I'll just do cross multiplication. Future value by 1 plus r whole power n is equal to present value. So when we subtract and when we divide, the values decrease. Correct? So here, since we are dividing this future value with some rate, it is called as discounting. What is that called? Please tell me.
Discounting.
Discounting. That means this 1 lakh is going to be some amount which includes your 5 years returns as well. Okay, because something given after 5 years, that amount which your father has agreed to give you after 5 years will be of same value today? No. When I started the example, I told you I was getting Pepsi for 5 rupees in 2008. and today one Pepsi is for 20 rupees. So definitely this 20 rupees after 15 years, because I was getting Pepsi for 5 rupees in 2008. Today it is 2015. So in 2015, after 15 years, I'm buying a Pepsi for 20 rupees. So let's say this 20 rupees value 15 years back was how much? 5 rupees, correct? I will prove you this point also. How? So this 20 if has to become 5, we have to remove 15 rupees from this 20. Correct or wrong? Please tell me.
Correct, sir.
I remove 15 rupees because 5 rupees if I would have invested in 2008, I will prove you right now. 5 rupees, which is my present value, if I would have invested in 2008, okay, at the rate of 10% in some investment option, 1 plus present value into 1 plus r whole power n, 1 plus 0.10 whole power 15. It would have become how much right now? Please calculate. Come on, calculate and tell me. It would have become 5 into this entire thing is 4.177. It would have become 20.8. So I'll keep it 20. Now are you understanding that I invested 5 rupees, it has become 20? In the same way, if today I have 20 and if I want to go 15 years back, I have to remove whatever I have got the returns. Then only I'll get the exact value of this 15 years back. So that is nothing but I will discount. How I'll discount, you see. I'll take 20, which is my future value. The return what I'm getting is 10%, 1 plus 0.10 whole power 15 I'll do. So, and if you take 1 divided by 1.10, you'll get 0.9090 something. I'll do that calculation for you. I forgot this thing. Leave it. So you can take up your calculator, na? I'll just sort this out afterwards. It's a new laptop. That's a problem. Take your calculator, na, and you do 1 by 1 by 1 plus 0.10. 1 by 1.10. See, this is 1 by 120 by 1.10 whole power 15. So, like, or else you do one thing, 1.10 into 1.10, 15 times you multiply. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'll get 1 by 4.177. This has table also. So it will become 0.2394. Okay. 0.2394 into 20. You see, you'll get 4.7. That is equal to 5 rupees or not? Tell me yes or no. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is called discounting. Okay. So today I have put all the efforts to explain you what is time value of money concept. I thought of finishing the chapter, but not that easy. You should get the basics well. Otherwise, every time you will be having issues like what is this, what is that, how the terms are used. So let's do the same thing for this now. Like your father has given you 1 lakh rupees, and today what is the value of that if you invest at the rate of, if the rate of return you are getting at the rate of 10%. Okay, just can you calculate and tell me the answer for this? I'll put the formula in front of you. Present value is equal to future value divided by 1 plus 0.10 whole power 5. Just tell me the answer. I'm waiting. So the answer should be 62,092 rupees. Okay. So either way, if I tell, if you invest 62,092 today at the rate of 10% for 5 years, it will become 1 lakh after 5 years. Or if your father is giving you 1 lakh after 5 years, if like some rate of return in the market going on is 10%, and if I want to know the present value of this, I have to discount this with this like rate at this rate. That means this 1 lakh has the returns also included in that. If I discount this 1 lakh, I'm removing all the returns which I would have earned. And the exact value of that today is 62,092. If I take 62,000 and of 10% for 5 years, I'm definitely going to get 1 lakh. Okay, so 1 lakh has your returns also included in it. Okay, if you take 62,092 and you compound this with 10% for 5 years, you get 1 lakh. If you take 1 lakh and discount this for 5 years, you get 62,092. Correct? Now everything is clear or not? Please tell me.
Clear, sir.
Hello. Yes. So now we are done with time value of money. The first concept of project appraisal, compounding is done. This is what is a homework for you. Okay, let's leave it today. Tomorrow can we continue this one like from here? Hello. Hello.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, because already 1 hour like I finished. I thought of finishing this chapter. No, it will take more 2 classes to finish, because for you it is the first time you are doing. So if I rush, you will be like feeling it like no, you'll not be comfortable in that. So tomorrow what we'll do is we will cover up all these things, and we will try to come finish till here. Perpetuity also. Okay. We will finish till payback period method tomorrow. Okay. That is the commitment. Then next we will next class NPV and IRR. Only two topics will be there. So 2 classes more. This is done. Okay. That's okay. Or if you want, shall I take a break and we'll continue? What do you say?
So
Hello.
we'll do it tomorrow.
Who is this speaking? Who or Hamsika?
Hamsika.
Okay then. Let's take tomorrow. No problem. Go through this concept today. Okay. Thank you. See you
Thank
tomorrow
you,
in the
sir.
evening. If I come early, I'll take the class early. Thank you.